Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Bank or Bust stream. We are playing poker until we make 100K. Right now, we got one table open. There'll be more to follow. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Follow along, check out the channel, check out other streams. We got shorts, videos, the whole shebang. Current goals are 100K and getting on the GG Poker stream team. That seems to potentially be the more difficult task with the influx of poker content, but Um, we'll see how everything goes there. But we are dual streaming today, Twitch and YouTube, so feel free to check out either site. Both work. Let's get music going here, I guess. Yeah, the volume is on that. Quickly. Seems okay. Music's too loud, let me know. Actually, maybe I'll turn it down just a little bit here. We'll fold the king 8 suited to the small 3-bet. Okay. So, we should be up and running now. On both sites, there we go. Now, let's this title. To how about that? Alright, let's try that title out, see how that goes. Just editing and updating the stream here. We have one table of NL50 up. We're on the waiting list for another one. This one's open. Let's sit here. We'll give a fish an opportunity to sit with us. We'll play this guy heads up happily. And there's not really much else running right now, so. Okay. Ace 5, 3, we're live. Okay, let's cross our fingers and hope the Twitch stream is actually up and running today. It is. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so Twitch is up and running, and we are up and running on YouTube. So all in all, go. Okay, flop top pair. I'm just gonna bet here. Kick down. Looks like the streams are pretty close together. I mean, it shouldn't matter too much. Most people watching on Twitch are not going to be on the exact same timeline as people watching on YouTube. I think YouTube's about 30 seconds behind. Unfortunately, with another villain, we just have to fold the king queen here. Ace 10 ass flop nizzles. Nice hand. Jack 5 suitable raise. We're actually going min opening 3-handed. Villains do not call enough or defend properly, so we can take advantage of that by just min opening. Okay. Bankroll challenge. Up and running. Okay, Jack 5 suited. Let's let that go. Okay, so music should be up. And the stream is up. 2 tables looks. I could probably shrink this just a little bit. I think I actually have my. Just a sec. I'm just gonna adjust the screen capture, I think. If I can, where is it here? Screen capture. It's still visible. Unlock it. And I wonder if we just shrink. I think I overcut it. Well, we'll just wait till we got 6 tables up and running. But I think I overcut the tables here a little bit on the two sides. But we'll wait and see. I'm not sure if that was when I shrunk it, overshrunk it, or what we did there. That's fine. Easy edit if it comes down to it. We'll just flip off to be right back or something, and we'll recut it if we need to once we are 6 tables up and running. If we can get there this morning. So when you guys do check out the stream, please make sure you hit that like button, leave comments, feel free to chat all you want. It definitely helps promote the channel when the likes come in. The 4-5 suited, half pot we can call here with some backdoors. You can also check raise. Actually, might prefer check raising. I think we'll let the king jack go. Oh, this guy's opening 77. Yeah, it's probably bad for. We just let it go because we don't want to 3-bet and get stuck with river loser in pot and pretty much being committed to shove everything. And fold the 8-3. Okay. We got 2-10, 5-set table up. Sure, why not? Since there's nothing else up and running, we are on the wait list for the other NL50 table. Well, we'll roll with this for now since we have a little bit more room. Fold the 8-6. We gotta be careful keeping the lobby open. We've actually had a video banned for it. And 10-9 off, getting close to opening, but or to ISOing here. Probably fine, realistically. Okay, we'll fold a 9-4. Actually, I guess while it's pretty quiet, this would be a good time to check if we do need to adjust this game or not. Let me just check here. No, okay, once we're 6-handed, it's got fine. Yeah, it's got fine for 6-handed. 3.5 open, Jack 10 off is just gonna be a fold. Okay, fold the king deuce. At a position here, multi-way, I think we'll just c-bet small. Ace is not a super great card to see. We'll continue barreling small though. It's gonna have lots of like king 10, king 9, king X, king X, king X, jack X. He'll have some like 9, 10, queen 10. It's basically saying he has queen 10 here. We do block queen 10. It's a weird raise from him, for sure. Could be attacking my small barrel here. We'll let that go until we have reason to. Yeah, perfect. To believe that he's doing it with more than just the nuts. And we do boat up on the river here on the 5-cent table. We'll just bet for value. Okay, so he bets tiny on this flop. We check raise, he calls. I'm going to barrel again on the 4. Any 7 gives us a straight. So we pick up some equity. Unless he has an ace, he's going to have a hard time calling here. So I think betting's just going to go. He does call again, and we're just done with the hand. He could be stationing with like jacks, 10s, queens as well, some portion of the time. And he'll just jam here. I bet small. We're just gonna let that go. Oh, excuse me. Fold 7-5. I apologize if I start sneezing like crazy. My allergies are nuts this time of year. It's mostly that ragweed stuff. Can't get away from it. Tried about every single allergy pill that's out there to fight it off. It's not happening. Okay, we're at ace 6. Fold king 5. If you guys are just checking out the stream, please hit that like button. It really does help support it. In pretty much the best way possible outside of subscribing. Chats, likes, all that stuff helps. We are dual streaming, I think, effectively for the first time. The last couple times we've tried to dual stream, Twitch has not been working. But we're going to call the ace high here. We did look into that, and we've got it fixed. We just had to decrease the overall bandwidth because I guess YouTube runs at a much higher bandwidth than Twitch will. And because of that, it was like tweaking Twitch to the point that it wasn't working. In 3-bet the ace 8 here, we can just call. It's a good spot to lead out. Ugly spot for cheated. That's funny. Ugly spot for him to call. So we lead out, we flop, we turn the 8. We're just going to check here and hope to get to showdown. We will just check fold now. I'm assuming his cheating reference is to the ace high call. But that's just a nice, easy way for us to know he is a huge whale. We'll check there. Not a great flop for us. No clubs, not much for us. We'll check to him. Half pot with backdoors and overcards. We have to call. King's good. Not going to look to bluff this guy, though. Realistically, checks down. I don't think he folds a 10 or a 9 if we bet, so I'm just going to check to him. Oh, he has ace deuce. I wish I should just take back cheating, question mark. And we do double barrel the ace 9 spades. Again, when you have villains who are not... What's going on here? 2, 5, 5, 2, 3. What the heck? Oh, because it's 2-5, great. When you're up against villains who are not check raising enough, then you're double barreling. Your hands will become significantly more plus ED, like the hand types that like to check turn to avoid getting check raised, which is sometimes a lot of like flush draws and stuff will like to start checking turns, try to realize equity. If you're up against villains who in fact will check raise you a ton, you know, or like low, like small combo draws, like on the turn where you have like 11 outs or something, you want to be able to realize that equity. So getting check raised is like a total disaster in those spots. And the queen 4 suited will just check. And we'll go for the, this is kind of the first time he's opened that big, I think, but yeah, we're going to 3-bet the ace 5 suited here. Snap calls, we do bank the 5, it's interesting, we'll go with a small c-bet. Okay, we turn 2 pair, I think we just attack this guy, his range is going to be so massive. Just get it in, if he has the flush, that's fine. That's what we were counting on, is that he was going to have like an ace-king, ace-queen type hand, in which case he's just not going to be folding. With the queen, I think we go for a little bit more value here. We'll happily run it 3 times. Oh, 6 clubs. Come on, bro. Still good. Nice. We take all of them. Lose a bit of a big pot over here to this guy, though. I still like the re-raise there to 20. I think that's fine. I think there's... Obviously, with his stats, there's going to be a million different draws that he'll have. Or sorry, pair, like, flushes on the river there that we beat. So, I think happily getting it in there. But, yeah, that's right. Okay, So these are all up and running. I'm just going to leave this 2 cent, 5 cent table now. Okay. So yeah, we're going to be playing. I've kind of adjusted this bankroll challenge. We're just going to call it playing poker until we win 100K. That's essentially the goal right now. We'll just see how that all plays out. But you know, playing it all by ear. So music's up and running, microphone's up. Okay, we're gonna check back here on that spade. He likes to barrel rivers when you check back. So we'll just check back and call pretty much everything. And we'll go for value ourselves. Jack 5 will let go. Okay, so we got 4 NL50 tables up and running. Nice. Get a call down. Probably has like a 10. 10-6. It's expected. Yep. Fold here, fold here, fold here. Pretty loose call, I think, in that spot from him. And we'll raise the ace-10, the E4 deuce suited. So our goal, once we hit the 10K, we're going to jump to NL 100 again. We've adjusted our moving up stakes. It's just too tilting. So we're going to call here. You can also check raise some portion of the time. Attempting to shove here against the fish with the pot bet. We'll just let it go. Jack 9 off's a bit loose, but tighter players in the big blinds, so we'll be able to steal at a higher frequency. Pretty clear calls down here. King 6 hurt. All probably would have been good. For full pot, we can let the ace go, I think. So we are beating hands like King Jack and stuff. It's a little more tempting to call against him when he goes this big. My hand's just a little too weak. A7 will fold. We haven't been grinding as much as we would normally like to. Life's kind of been getting in the way with that between work and I actually bought some land, so we're going to be building a house here. So that's going to be taking up quite a bit of time for sure. 10's really big. I'm actually going to fold the ace-10 because I don't know much about his like raising ranges here. So ace-queen looks really strong here, but against this villain, we're just going to fold. And we're going to 3-bet the queens. And we'll 3-bet the queen-jack offsuit. So Brian Simp, I'm not looking to bluff much against him. I'm just looking to steal enough blinds and then just hit a hand. And we will fold the queen-jack to the 4-bet. And then once we know, exactly what this guy's doing, we can adjust. But raise the king-jack. And we'll fold clubs unsuited. Okay. 3-bet the 8s. Raise the 8-6 off. This guy's a relatively aggressive player. There's a super benefit to playing him 6-handed. Heads up, it's a little it's a little more even EV, I think. Raise the 3-4 suited. And we'll just c-bet here. He does snap call. I'm actually just going to block bet turn. He'll have some king 10, king jack type hands, and a 3, a 4 club are all likely to be giving me the best hand. So we're going to value bet right there. We make 2 pair. 2 pair is the most likely hand to get paid with as well, obviously. And the 7-4 off will just fold. But yeah, life's been getting in the way here in a good way. Not a bad way, so not going to complain too much. That. But we are trying to prove, the whole point of this channel is to prove that the poker dream is kind of and running and still live in 2025. Uh, we've run up quite a few bankroll challenges. Like if you look back through the channel, we'll just jams it. We'll defend the 10-9. I think queen off's just a fold. Queen 8. We don't want to be with the high rake. You want to be 3-better or folded. I'm pretty sure it's just a fold. But we've done like $100 to 1Ks, $500 to 5Ks. I think we did a $500 to 20K. Then doing quite a few different bankroll. Jack 3 could be a raise there. Oh, kings we get walked. Come on now. 10-8 off, we'll just defend. Can 3-bet sometime. But a little bit too good to 3-bet. And I'm going to check here because a lot of the time, he'll bluff that river. Whether he has hearts or not. Oh, checks. That's unfortunate. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense for him to check, I should say. Okay, what happened here? He c-bet flop. Flop. Call, checks turn. Okay, we're going to bet here. Check the AC. The fours here will mix. I'm going to happily show down the ace high here as well. The top right. I was boated up. Wild. Nice little fade there. Okay, 6-3 suited. We can just limp in against this guy. The 9-4 off. We've been playing pretty tight. We'll just raise that. This guy's been running pretty hot against us so far. Heads up. Oh, he's done. Okay. Hopefully the tables don't all die off here. The Twitch link is on my channel link, so if you are interested in checking that out, we're gonna just tiny 4-bet this guy. This is, I think, is one of his first 3-bets, so definitely gonna get in there with a 4-bet. Does call. Not a great flop for aces. We are gonna call though. Still, we're beating ace king. We are losing to like queen 10, pocket 10s, pocket queens, pocket kings. Oh man. Nice, we do get paid over here. I think we have to probably stack off with aces here. He does have some like queen jack, 10 jack, king jack, ace king. He goes 26. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to shove it. We'll just call off and be thankful pretty well that we saved 20 bigs most of the time here. Or exactly that. Just full of shit. What happened on flop here? Flop goes check, check. Turn goes check, raise. This guy re-raises us here. I fold queen 10. Let's just run through this hand. He limp calls, raises, goes calls. He checks, we bet. He raises us. 3x in position. It's interesting. I guess we call. He goes full pot here, top left. I think we'll just fold that hand. We'll believe him this time. And he just rips 2x pot, eh? Ugh. Limp call. Last time he raised us, he had the mizzles. I don't know if he does this with like ace jack. Probably gonna fold to a 2x pot shove from a fish. I think stacking off with like ace queen when we've essentially shown nothing but strength by squeezing pre-barreling flop. So I think I'm just gonna fold here. I'm not sure about that though. Like it's tempting to just call. Oh wow, nice river for the 5 deuce. 3-outer. Alright, I guess it's not really 3-outer. 6-outer. And we'll raise the 6-5 suited. Queen nine off will defend against this guy. We do get 3-bet here. We're gonna get 3-bet quite a bit, so we'll probably flip strategies here. We do call with 2 over, or with at least an over card and a second card over. It's gonna fold the 6-5 suited there. 6-7, 9-10. Okay, we'll get some value back here, hopefully. Fold Jack 4. Sorry, buddy. Don't really feel like playing Lenny heads up, so just gonna fold to him. Man, tables just died out like crazy. So this guy doesn't really like to fold, but we are going to continue stabbing at pots here, especially when there's a king in a 3-bet pot. We do have backdoor straights, backdoor flush draws. Ace high can still be good. And we can also hit an ace. And then there's, of course, you can just fold. Jack 4 suited will bump up. That's a little unfortunate that all the tables just kind of died there. Okay. We'll leave one of them. And the 9-6 will raise. We do have a good little heads-up battle going against this Brian Simp, though, which is nice. Okay, second pair is going to bet. Obviously, we're just jamming everything here with ace-king. And pot size versus his stack size. That's why we go so big pre. We just basically want to have, for him to have either a pot size bet or less, and that just makes every single shove we have profitable, especially when they're folding. If he's folding even like 1% of the, 1 in 10 times, it's just pure value. Okay, and we do make trips there in the river. Okay, flop a set, top, middle. And let's go with the small C bet here, and then we'll turn it up on the turn. Okay. And we're gonna go big here. If he has, no, he's just insta folds. I'm gonna say if he has a 10 or, a draw, he might just call. Where's this? This guy's raging out. Just see bet here. Please check for F5. Okay. Fire that in. Fire that in. Well, I'm hoping Mr. Simp comes back to the table here. I'm just going to pull this off so we don't get this stream banned. For whatever reason, it does happen a little bit too often when the lobby's up. I don't know what it is. Maybe because you can see like the jambling parts of stuff. Oh, here come those allergies coming in hot. I apologize for the next 30 seconds of sneezing. It will not stop. Good lord. Holy, my eyes are... Wow, straight flush draw. Okay. That was wild. Ace Jack, Ace 4. Okay. And we'll raise the 6-4 suited. Alright, what can we get up going here? We got some spin and goes. Lenny 3-bets to 10. Being a smaller 3-bet sizing, we can call a bit more. I think 6-4 suited probably hit the butt. 5-6 definitely does not. 6-7 definitely does not. I think Tourney's up and running right now. 40 minutes late, Reg. We don't have time for that. Bottom left, we have a heads-up villain sitting. So we're just going to be like basically taking a limp strategy against 20 bigs. Go from there, fold to 10-5. Unfortunately, the tables have died off so much. And we'll just check Queen 4. Okay, Brian Sim comes in hot with a 4x open. Okay, we'll happily check down the pair of 4s here. Probably fold here to 2x and just shoves it. Okay, we'll let that go. Oops, this was a mistake. Okay, we got through. Okay, raise the King Jack. All right, Lenny. Let's chill with the 3 bets. We do call King Jack though. And we're going to raise the ace 10. Check to him. He goes half pot on this board. I guess if we're gonna bluff, like King Jack's a good hand to be bluffing here. Man, I hate having no time banks left over. Okay. And we're gonna value bet the ace 10. We're gonna go 3x here because I'm happy to get him to shove. We should have actually just ripped ourselves. Check back here. And I guess we probably fold here, I think. It's tempting to call though. Doesn't like so he doesn't have a queen because he wouldn't check back turn with a queen. I don't know how often he c-bets an ace either, and like most of his pocket pairs. Okay, down here bottom left, we're just calling off. I'm not really folding to anything. The king 10 will float. Ace jack, okay. So yeah, the king jack here. I think I'm going to call this. I think most of his pocket pairs check flop. I think his ace highs check flop, and I think his queen x mostly double barrel turn. He could be going for value with like pocket tens though, or like a 9, where he does have ace 3 off. Nice hand. Fold the ace 3. The king 3 suited top left will defend with. And we're going to see bet the jack 7 suited middle table. Yeah, I think as far as hero calls go, we kind of read it right. Just wasn't sure because the ace on the river kind of kills things a bit. C-bet flop here and turn a 7 and river trips. So obviously just going to be going for value here. I'm going to go big, try to make him want to hero call us. And I think we lost that hand here, eh? Did I fill in? I'm assuming with the ace 8. Yeah, you had ace jack, that's right. And we'll check the jack 6. And value bet river, fold the ace 5. And we'll bump the jack 8 off up here as well. And we'll bump up the 9-10. And we're going to check this board. Fold the 9-10. So he's just kind of spew shoving now. I think this guy will be mostly free money throughout the majority of the day. Or at least until he goes fully busto. We'll limp the ace 3. Or min raise, sorry, the ace 3. Fold the... okay, we're going to c-bet here. We're going to 3-bet the deuces, fold the 9-5. And I think we double barrel here with the gut shot. Take it down. And we're just going to c-bet small here. J-No 77 will play pretty honest. So he's definitely just like spewing check raises a bunch. Potentially over small bets. Bam Bam clicks it back. I think for 20 bigs, we can probably profitably just jam fours. Yeah, that's fine. Unfortunate, but fine. Okay, we need to adjust that chat. That looks awful. Chat box. Unlock. Adjust it. How do we do that? Font size. What's that look now? Still terrible. Okay. Okay, fold king 7. Okay. I'm not sure what to do about this chat here. Why does that look so random? Chat box. Just, I guess we will shrink it even more, potentially. Okay. And we're just going to take a lot of c-betting lines against villains who are not going to be doing much about it. Not a great flop for ace king suited in a 3-bet pot. It's a good turn. So, doesn't feel great to shove here. We probably have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Probably have like 15 outs. I am going to shove here. I don't think there's much else to do in a 3-bet pot. It just sucks. Yeah, obviously getting... Okay, well. I mean, as far as bad outcomes go, that's about the best. 80% to win it all. King's good. Queen's good. Club. Three's good. Wild call off by him. Gotta love a nice value shove. Alright, so I'm just going to... Here, check back the heart. Here we do make them. Okay, and we make our flush, so we're going to barrel that. And I'm just going to re-ascend this to chat, just so I can actually check how it looks. Obviously, we call off here with the flush. Get down, nice. I mean, the ace high flush is good, or the ace high, yeah, like, you know what I mean, is good. But obviously, with his stack size, it's nothing. Fold king 5. Brian Simp switched spots. We lost our heads up battle, unfortunately, against him. And we'll just see.
Welcome to the stream. Please check early. Have fun and hit that.
Okay, so on the stream, it's showing that it looks good. So hopefully, it'll look good the rest of the way. Okay, we'll fold the 6-4 suited. I think we can pretty happily ISO the ace-9 off here, fold the 8-3. And we'll do a quick check for some other tables. Nothing right now. Okay. We're gonna go half pot. Fold jack 7. Actually, that hand they check raised this on. What did that turn out to be? Jack 10. So Lenny calls. We're gonna block that turn now. And block that river. We just lose to too much ace jack and ace queen here to do much else. I think block betting's fine. But yeah. Exactly. It's just gonna be way too much of that too often to do much else. I'm not sure about even block betting the river. It might just be a check fold. Also, okay. Got some tables back. Fold the 9-8. Fold the ace-3. Ten-8, we're just gonna let go of the queen-10. We will definitely be playing. Okay, we're gonna defend the queen-10 against Brian Simp for sure. So if brutal bet shoves, we can obviously fold, but if he does anything but shove, then obviously never folding. And we'll float in with the fours. Ace queen versus queen jack. A lot of queens out there. I have queen 10, queen jack, queen, ace queen. And we can just get out of the way with the fours. Please try for really have fun. Okay. So chat's working a little bit better now. I'll have to make that bigger for the next stream or readjust the layout or something here. Okay, fold jack 6. Um, 9-5 suited from the button. We will bump up. Bro. Where's the rage button? Alright, we're just gonna check fold. Give him an open the king 10 off. Okay, we'll see about this flop. Or sorry, check this flop, and we will bet turn though. Most of the time, if the flush draws in, somebody's gonna be he'll bet it on the turn, he'll bet it on the flop. Fold king deuce. Okay, so we're getting 3-bet like crazy by Lenny here, so we're gonna have to knit that up a bit, and 4-bet blast a little bit more. Play some stronger hands and drop off like the really weak shit out of our range. Otherwise, we're just going to get run over. Pretty sure I've just given him that entire stack. I'm pretty close to it. We will defend the 4-5 against a fish. K checks back. We're just going to overbet here. They're just going to fold so often. Once he does call, we're done with the hand. Especially when the flush comes in. And we'll let that go. Okay. At least got some tables up and running now. Okay, we'll fold the jack 4. He will be defending the 3s to the open. Happily defend the 3s here. And just be check folding. Easy little set mine, no big deal. Just be check folding that. The 4 deuce suited is a raise. Okay, it's a good board here for us to c-bet with our specific hand. Lots of outs, lots of equity to turn, just like that. And we're going to overbet it. Nice. So we had a crazy weekend with NL50. Played it like we had one massive hand where we won. I don't think we really sucked out on, but it was like even odds, and we won both or something like that for a big pot. Um, but we ended up our EV was like 20 BBs per 100 on our actual winnings was above that, like 25, 26 big blinds per 100. It was only over like 5K hands, but it's a really good weekend. A lot of fish at the tables. Pretty much no bluffing required. Just bet, 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 bet. When you got the when for value, and we're just racking in chips. So it's a pretty good weekend for the amount we played. 4,000 hands at NL50, and we won about 700. Pretty rake. Um, our rake back is 50%. Okay, what do we got? Two pair versus ace eight versus. Okay, we want to see a jack or a 7 or an 8 at least once. Darn. We want Brian Simp obviously to stay at the table. Fold to 10-5. So both these NL50 tables and the NL25 table are filled up. So I imagine the heads up table should fill up sooner than later. Just yeah, not a ton of action right now. Okay. I think we'll just let the king six suited go. Could probably be a profitable squeeze if J-Note wasn't calling so wide. And then not folded flops. Excuse me. Okay, we got another guy over here sits down. He's super nitty most of the time, and then he'll just like randomly spew off. Oh, did he get stacked out of it? No, he just left. He did reload, or no, he didn't. Yeah, he's just done. But we might see him sit down another table. Queen Jack's gonna be a raise call, blind versus blind. We'll let the ace jack go. And we'll lead out here. Okay, and we're gonna take a check call line now. Don't like seeing the king. Oh, snap checks better. Nice. Trappy. So basically, we check there when the jack hits to protect our range. That's the whole sole purpose of it, because we do a lot of donk leading on boards that are not going to necessarily be great for the person in position. And we do follow that up with a lot of 3/4 or overbets on turn. We also follow it up with a lot of checks and just give up, depending on the turn card. So when there is a face card, that's a hand that like when we lead small on flop and then the face card hits turn, that's a spot where we're going to have to check our a lot of the time. So we want to be checking some portion of the time when we have that weaker like value range. So like the jack's perfect. Like the jack queen's a perfect spot there to check call. Otherwise, you're just going to get taken advantage of by good players. Against like Fish, I would not have checked there. Against Lenny, who's a good player, we will check to him. So at least he knows in his head that when we lead out blind versus blind and then check turn, we're not always going to be weak. So just protects us from getting blasted every single time we lead check, right? Because Because if we're just checking when we brick turn, then they can float 100% of flop donk leads, and then just blast every time we check turn, and they'll just be printing money at that point. Chris Stan asks, what do your different color labels mean? So I have a few different meanings. Mostly the like light blue and dark blue are um, sort of the recreational or weaker players tags. The orange is a thinking player, good thinking player, and then purple are generally the sort of nitty, tighter villains at the table. Um, Brown, there's no browns on right now, but brown's just like is a decent reg. Um, I haven't really updated though the colors in a while. Kind of just know all of the players, and when I see a name that I don't recognize, um, then I just know that they're a fish. Essentially, is kind of what's happening there. Yeah, obviously we fold turn to this guy. I know it seemed kind of crazy to fold the jack there, especially blocking pocket twos. But this guy's just too nitty. He's got a better jack or a 10 almost 100% of the time. 10-6 suited, probably a little bit light from the button with how much Lenny is 3-betting us. We're definitely floating this min raise. Yeah, but as far as the colors, you can see we have like good regs, or like really like strong thinking regs for orange, and then we have like good regs being brown. Purple are the tighter, recreationals or tighter regs and that kind of thing. Um, the light blue is basically a giant whale, and the darker sort of blue is just somebody I've pegged as like not a super strong player, um, in my opinion. That doesn't mean anything necessarily outside of that. Uh, so if anybody watching is color coded, please don't take offense. It's just my thoughts, so I know, um, when I'm playing against you, kind of what I think. When multi-tabling, it's a little bit more crucial than 3 or 4 tabling, but yeah. It is hard to get people to watch on Twitch. Hard enough on YouTube, but at least YouTube we have some. We usually get 5, 6, 7, 8 people watching, but Twitch is just dead. So Donnie opens here, ship it 4x. Just threw it opener, make sure it attack, etc. Okay, so he's basically pretty spewy. So I think I'll just get him here. And I'm just going to bet small here in bottom left. I think if he doesn't have it, I'll fold. Pretty much any sizing. Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's a gross spot for him with a set of 9s, but he had the best hand there. What happened up here in the top right? Jack flop, he bets, we call. Queen on the turn, he bets really small again, we're going to call. And I think we probably just call down. Yeah, so we'll have the best hand here for sure. Yeah, when you got to really watch bet sizing. It's like one of the biggest tells out there. Especially when there's like a paired board with like some sort of draw. Villains will 100% bet bigger. So when they bet like tiny on turn, you can be pretty comfortable that it's just looking for a cheap showdown, so that they can check back river. It's very rare they're going to go small with like the nutted hand because they'll want to put the money in. Unfortunately, he checks back, so we're just going to bet here ourselves. He raises, beautiful spot to put it all in. Nice. So he is, what is he drawing to? Well, basically an ace or a deuce. Run out twice. Yes, no problem. Okay, that's a good start. Good start and chop turn. Wild, but that's fine. Small victories. Queen high versus 7 bigs, definitely a ship. Not a great flop, but again, against like just weak villains like this guy, wow, he's just gonna fold. So you just make sure you're c-betting those spots. Let me think here. What happened? I think we bet flop. Yeah, we bet flop. Turn goes check check. Checks river. I think we'll just check down. Yeah, it could be bad to not value bet there because most of his spades are gonna check, but he's gonna have some weak, just random spades that aren't gonna bet there, like a 6 of spades or a 5 of spades or something. King high. If he's calling queen 10, we're jamming king high for sure for 7 bigs. Fold queen 9. Yeah, we can run it twice, sure. Oh, does he have king 8? No, we have king 4. Okay, we're live, so we're like 60-40. Running it one time. Need a king 4. King or 4. Bang. Okay, we take that down. Not sure if you guys have noticed, but in the top left of the stream here, we have a pretty cool little widget tracker finally figured out, which lets us update the bankroll, or update the 100K goal as we go. I don't even want to call it a bankroll challenge anymore. I just want to, just want to call it playing poker until we make 100K. 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll just float along here for a small bet. Okay. Jack's not great. He does check though. That's a pretty good sign. And he just quickly gives up. If he checked shove there, I'd probably just fold, to be honest. I don't think he's going to really be bluffing there ever, so. And we'll fold 3 deuce. I imagine this NL50 table will fill up sooner than later. Okay, MacGyver. I'm gonna float in here with him. Lenny will probably think my float in's suspicious, so he might not get too crazy. Not a great turn card for us, but not terrible either. Just kills the action. So, all right, so we have a set of 3s here. He's called twice. We're just gonna blast it in. Oh wow! Heads up, set for set. That's crazy. Against it. Ace jack off, small blinds free bet. I think we just fold here. Actually, I think that's a terrible fold. That's a 4 bet, I think 100% of the time, actually. And we're going to go small for value here on the river. If he raises, he just has a king. Let's give him a nice hand here. Okay. Wow, it took that long, eh? I guess he's probably just deciding if he was going to raise or not. That's kind of gross there with the 3s versus the 9s. Never lose to the king here. Gross river, eh? We're getting set over sets a lot lately. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go 13 with the aces. Okay, we're gonna bet the queen 4. Bearded angel. Pretty tight 3-bet range. I am just gonna let that go. Definitely overfold, but we want to be overfolding against villains who are not 3-betting at all. And he is not going to be 3-betting from cutoff light ever. So it's going to be like king, queen, ace, queen, pocket tens, pocket jacks, pocket kings, pocket queens, ace, king, ace, queen. I mean, we don't do terrible against that range, but just at a position against a super tight 3-bet range, honestly, overfolding is perfectly fine. Okay. Okay, go to 2. We're going to go for the check raise here. Lenny knows we'll check raise like 8, 9, 4, 5, like all that kind of stuff. So we just want to be blasting here. 25, 40, 40, 50, 60, 75. And we take it down. But we're not going to be getting crazy with it, obviously, against an undergun range. It's just going to Pretty strong range there. Fold the queen 7. Let's try a limp here and see how he reacts to that. And we're just going to see bet the ace 10. Limp bet. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he had a hand on this board. It wouldn't make much sense because all of those like face cards are just going to ISO over my limp. And I don't think there's not too many villains out there limping, so people just don't have like. Did he just tabletop? I think he did. Oh, he never showed up on there, so whatever. Fold 6 deuce. Fold jack 9. Happy Man asks, when will you move up to NL 100? So we are moving up to NL 100 at 10K. For those of you who, so yeah, 10K, we'll be moving up. Yeah, we started the road to 100K, and we were doing like 20 or like I think it was we were doing 40 buy-in jumps, or maybe it was 20 buy-in jumps. I can't remember. But basically, we ran the initial start roll to like 11K. And then because we were not properly rolled, so then we jumped to NL 200 and beat it for a bit, then lost a bunch, then tilted, then lost a ton, then went on a huge like break-even downswing stretch for like 175,000 hands. A bunch of that was probably tilt as well mixed in. So with all that said, now we're just moving stakes like 100 buy-ins. We're going to jump to NL 1K or NL 100, so basically 10K. And then we're just going to go from there. Once we hit that 10K mark again, we'll probably play majority of NL 100, but when the NL 200 tables are good, we'll probably shot take there as well. But for now, yeah, we're just going to stick to the NL, to the 100 buy-in sort of philosophy for now. I think trips is worth a little bit more than one big blind, so we're going to raise it up a bit. So we're almost there down to 100, a little 2K more. I actually need to update the bankroll. Is actually a little bit higher than this. Or no, I did update it. Yeah, each trainer. So yeah, we're sitting right around there. Probably up a bit more this morning. Villains are not 3-betting wide enough, so it's shockingly, but ace queen is pretty much a fold against most villains at a position versus a button 3-bet. I know it seems crazy, but it is in fact correct. And we're going to float here for that small c-bet. We have an overcard, and we have 2 overcards to the middle pair, and we have the flush draw. So if I had the nuts here, we're going to just like sort of bet a sizing that gives us like 150% or so shove on river. Snap checks or snap calls doesn't consider shoving, but we are just going to jam here with the ace of hearts. Nice. Nice hand. So the snap is potentially strength versus that villain. But usually, like when they snap call there, it's hoping that we just give up on the river. It's not actually strength. 8, 9, 10, I'll just check back. Okay, let's try this again here. We have a gut shot and the, oh, okay, well, we'll take the win. All right, so he's checked to us twice. I think we'll stab here. Okay. And we'll bet again. I think for 12 bigs, if he doesn't have a queen, he probably folds. So I think it's worth the bet here. I don't think he's going to be overly strong. Even if he has a king, it's kind of a gross spot for him to have to call there. Yeah, 2 pairs is going to call. That's fine. And fold the 5-4. Our line didn't make a ton of sense because most queens, I'm going to see bet flop when I have a queen. Okay, we're going to 3-bet the queen 9 off. Borderline, but it is a 3-bet. High rake scenario. Okay, we're gonna ice with the king queen suited, and we're gonna raise the 9-7, and we're gonna bump up the four-handed. Let's just go down to a mid-range, just because villains are not defending it enough. We just kind of have an auto profit raise there. Okay, and we're gonna see bet the king, the queen 3-9, pretty much 100%, and he leads into us, definitely calling 100% here. Okay, diamonds on the turn. We now have top pair with the net flush draw. 9, 10, 12, 14, 15. Pretty much has a clean river shove. That's a beautiful card for us. If you happen to have like ace 10 or ace 9, we're not winning, ace 5, stuff like that. I will put the money in when he goes that small. Nice. Okay, we take that down. It's a good little short reel there, I think. Tables seem to be dying off again. And we're going to see bet here with the king 4 suited. We know the Gong Show plays his hand, and Mr. Excellent is stuck in the middle, so he's going to be giving up significantly easier than when it was just heads up. And then we have a bunch of equity with backdoors and an overcard and stuff, so great for a c-bet. And here, nobody's really interested, it looks like, so we're just going to overbet, try to take it. And we have a nice easy fold there. And we do take it with the overbet, and we'll fold to Sid. So yeah, we are trying to play a little bit more often here. Man, come on, Twitch. How do you not get any viewership going? I mean, we are only like 45 minutes in, but still. It's just, yeah, it's a little bit more. I'm just going to make a small c-bet against this guy. Difficult right now. Like I said, we got this house kind of coming up, so finally have our permit for it. There's this like governing body called the conservation, and they were trying to say we were like initially trying to say we were in like wetlands and we're trying to stop the build. So that's kind of been a stressful couple weeks, but in the end we won. So we do have our approval to build it. So I don't know if that's something, maybe I'll add that into like the stream to try to collect some more viewership potentially with stuff like that. And we're gonna raise the queen 8. I expect a bunch of 3-bets, you know what I mean? Blind versus blind there. Okay, and we'll open the ace queen. Actually, I think probably against these villains, like what's this guy? 5% VPIP, 20 hands. I probably just need to be opening every single hand on this table. Just because villains are not they're not raising enough, they're not 3-betting enough, they're not calling enough. So the min open, like on this table, is just going to be printing money, essentially. Paying the rate for the rest of the tables, we'll call it. So we do have the dual stream going. I did have like the viewer count, but it's been like spazzing out, so it wouldn't show anymore. Anywho. Check back flop. We do pair up on turn, but I think we're gonna let that go. And with the 8 of spades, we're just gonna bet here. We're not getting bluff raised like light or anything. So yeah, we can just fold. This guy's got like probably like Jack 10 spades or something. Actually, I think I have some notes on snapshot turn, bring to the nuts. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. And we're gonna see bet here with the 6 of spades. The king 6 off. I think that's a fold. 3-handed, the king alone might be enough to defend. We'll fold the a5. We will fold the 10-3 suited. Bump up the ace-9. And I'll respond just like in the chat to try to keep the activity on the stream up. Kind of helps with things. Yeah, happily 3 with the ace jack here. Happily c-bet on the king high board. Happily take it down. Okay, jack 3 off will fold. We're gonna limp queen deuce. And we're gonna 3 bet the ace king and call a shove from this guy. Okay, opens to 5x, interesting. And we take it down there, raise the king jack. We're gonna try limp again, depending on our hand, obviously, but and we'll see if he actually is just attacking that limp potentially. We'll fold the queen 8 here, jack 6 off. Uh, 5-3. You guys are just joining the stream. Please make sure you hit that like button. It definitely helps promote the channel. Okay, raise the king 3 suited, fold the 9-8. Well, okay, we'll bump the 6-4 suited here as well. Okay, we'll fold the 6-4. We've also started a Instagram page. If interested, you should be able to find that in the YouTube channel link as well. Actually, I should double check that. I'll do it later. The stream's actually running pretty clean. A little bit cleaner than I expected it to be honest. Dual streaming, so not going to be, worry too much about that. It's pretty hard to get followers, or to get too many people watching at 4 a.m. or 6 a.m. I guess, with whatever today is, Wednesday, I guess. And we'll raise the ace-10 suited. Fold the 6-4. Okay. And we'll check the 7-5 off. Check the 7-5 off here, fold the 5-3. Okay, the king 8 suited will be ISOing over a limp. Once both villains double check, I'm going to stab here with the jack. Nice. I mean, it's kind of maybe back and forth with the jack there with like our specific hand, but I think we're just never winning, so I think it's fine. Given that they just fold a ton. Okay. And we're just going to c-bet here once he limps in. It'll fold to the ISO. Shovel Spades might be coming out of the nit pool here soon. Seems like he's been raising more, willing to like attack a little bit more lately. So definitely improving. And we'll 3-bet the 5-4 suited. These are good hands against like nits to kind of attack with a little bit. Just because they check fold so much post flop. And we're going to actually just check this board. Once he calls it the 3-bet, puts a lower board, it'll actually lean towards us more, even though we're the pre-flop raiser. I am going to stab now once he checks again. The ace rolls off. I'm not going to double barrel here. I'm just going to give up. Chris Dan asks, what was your starting bankroll? Starting bankroll was, this time we started with 2,500, I think. He did call the 10. I guess we should have maybe double barreled that. Interesting. I didn't think he would call that wide. 9-10 suited is actually not a great call, by the way. Obviously, when I 3-bet that small, it's going to be um, fine. But generally speaking, the hands that I'm 3-betting are dominating both of your cards, so just put you in a really bad spot post flop. You're better off calling like 6-7 than you are 9-10. But yeah, the starting bankroll this time was 2,500. Um, if you kind of zoom through the channel, there's dates throughout on previous bankroll challenges we've done. Like we took 100, maybe it was 50 or 100, ran it up to 1K. We took 1K, ran it up to 5K. I think then we took 1K and ran it up to 20K. So the poker dream's definitely alive and well. You just got to study and put in the time, and you can definitely run up some stacks for sure. This one we just started with 2,500. Basically, we're just saying we're starting playing NL50. Is kind of what we were at. Ran it up to 11K quickly, like within 45 days or something. We ran it up to 11K, and then we went on the longest downswing I've ever had of like 180,000 hands. Lost pretty much all of it back. Not all of it, but down to like 4,500 or 4K or something like that. Um, and then we've since kind of run it back up. But yeah, just not playing a ton lately. Like probably like 20% of our um, normal volume, I guess you would call it, is sort of where we're sitting right now. Just with everything going on, building the house, buying the land, like work itself, all that kind of stuff. So I just play part time. By no means are we kind of full time. Would be cool to get there, but uh, not really in the cards right now. Maybe in another year or something, we can sort of go quote full time, where we're playing just a little bit more. But I don't think I'd ever be able to do it full time, anyways. Uh, but we are trying to get into that streamer goal, which has 100% cash back, so that would be kind of huge. Um, we just give up, we just check down the queen high. Um, which, you know what I mean, having a rate back that high plus leaderboards and stuff would be pretty insane. Um, so that's kind of what we're shooting for with streaming a bunch now. Looks like we got a couple of villains potentially sitting heads up here. Okay, no action. We'll fold the 3 deuce. And we'll fold the king. Oop, misclick here. I'm just going to say and we'll fold the king 8, but overran it. Well, we'll take it. So this board, if he bets here, what's the tank all about? Checks to us. I want to build a pot here. I think if I overbet, it's still going to look pretty bluffy with a lot of draws. If he has like king, queen, ace, king, he's never folding. So we just want to attack here for the times he has like king 10, king jack, king queen, ace king might even check call here some portion of the time. Tens and jacks probably peel once. And he's got a pretty deep stack, so we just want to build. Basically, we just want to build a pot once he checks to us, because most of the time he's just check folding. It doesn't matter what size we bet. So the times he has like flush draw or like some sort of backdoor gut shot combo draw, we want to be attacking that for value. So 180 bigs deep with a small 3-bet. This is like the cleanest set mine you could ever have. Interesting. So probably just fold, to be honest. Maybe peel 1. If that was a 5, I would just fold. Just just adds so much equity to his hand instead of having like an overbet possibility here. Just getting milked probably here. probably tens, jacks, queens. Definitely gonna call one more. And then I'm just gonna fold river. Unless he bets like four bigs, you know. Then for the random times he has like king, queen here or something. Queen, jack. Queen, jack's probably, yeah, just smash his pot. That actually feels really bluffy to me, to be honest. Super small bet on flop. Super small bet on turn. It's river. The issue is probably just super spew here. Like, let's not bluff into people showing pure strength. The issue here is he's saying he has an ace, right? The possibilities, though, is he could still have like ace 10. And he wasn't willing to put in a ton of money until the river. He could also have been inducing me to like blast over him. A couple options there. I don't know how much he was necessarily thinking. Most likely scenario before the river bet was like tens, jacks, queens, kings. Most likely scenario once the river hits is like ace 4, ace 5, ace 9, ace 10, something like that. That had lots of strength with trips, but knows if he goes big bet, big bet, big bet, it's like I'm going to have ace queen or ace jack, and he loses. And then when the 3 rolls off, he just smashes pot. Because he's not afraid of my hand anymore because he knows we're just chopping, worst case. The issue with that potentially can be that if I had like tens, jacks, I'm never going to theoretically not calling that river. Whereas if he went really small, like 25%, then those hands call. So it's kind of like a little counterintuitive to shove that river. The other option is like pocket threes if he made quads on the river, or pocket aces potentially, something like that. Then you're just going for huge, huge, huge value. But the other hand that would potentially make sense if he didn't go so small on the turn would have been like ace 7 suited. Definitely a possibility. What happened on that last hand? Just 3-bet to plan. And with never getting 3-bet here, we can. The funny thing is, GTO actually like 3-bet or 3-bets almost 100% if big blind is never 3-betting you. We're gonna go for a check raise here with the ace deuce, and we're gonna go for a check raise here, and we're gonna ice with the ace 6 suited. He does call. I'm gonna check. He snap checks back. And we're going to barrel here at the 9-4. Nice call, nice hand. And we'll barrel one more time with trips. Fold to a shove. Probably just chasing spades at that point. I fold to 10-7, fold to 10-deuce. And we'll type this in as well. Let's just check out Twitch over here. Yeah, still nobody watching. Crazy. Crazy. Terrible time of day. There's like barely anybody on Twitch watching streams, I don't think, right now. YouTube's a bit different. You get people on your phone flipping through it, browsing shorts, this, that. I should check some stuff here quick. Fold the 10-9 off, fold the ace 4. Okay. All right, 7-3 suited, we're going to fold. Okay. I guess there's actually another 25 NL table we can join. There's no other NL 50 tables up and running. Okay, and we'll raise the Jack-9. Raise these 2 suited. Okay, kings at the NL 25 table. Let's see if we can turn them into anything. And we will bump the ace-queen as well. And we're 3-betting the kings. We get clicked it back. I'm just going to call the ace queen. I don't see any value in like 4-betting there or anything. So just take a flop. 2 overs and a heart. Not a bad flop. He goes 1 big blind. We're going to call. Pretty good turn card. We're just going to realize equity, I think, with our hand at this point. Once he checks, we probably still have the best hand. And if we don't, probably not going to get him to fold a 7 or an 8 or anything. So I think we'll just check here. And we'll likely just show down and we'll just win a lot of the time with ace queen. And if not, we wouldn't have gotten to fold there anyways. We could have maybe like big bet turned and then blasted river, yes, and got him to fold some portion of the time there. But vast majority of the time, we're just going to have the best hand. Or we can hit an ace, or we can hit a queen, or we can hit a heart. I think we could have hit yeah, exactly. So we had lots of equity there to just happily kind of show down and go from there. Don't always need to bluff people off their hands. If you know they're folding, it's one thing, but it's also perfectly fine to realize equity. At least it's some portions of the time. The Jack-9 off, yeah, we'll just ISO here. We're not getting 3-bet light by any of these guys. So it's just easy. We can just raise, and if we get 3-bet, we can just fold. It's clean, it's simple, you know, it's done. The King Jack, I'm just going to call here. I think we're going to dominate a lot of Rocky Moose's calling range. And side bet is going to be pretty light, I think. I'm going to bet here this time. And Lionheart raises. King 10 happy to call with. And I'm going to double barrel on the ace this time. And he calls again. So we're just done with this hand. Check calling the King 10. Six, seven, 6 deuce. We'll take it. Insane double call there. We will take it. I'm going to value bet the ace 10 here. Okay. Lionheart goes pretty big on this board. He's going to do that with all of his aces. And he's going to do that with all of his like king, queen, king, jack type hands, heart draws, etc. So we're definitely going to call it to King 10. We'll fold Queen 7. Fold the 8-6. I have a lot of aces in my hand. He goes full pot again. I think I'm going to let the second pair go here. We do not. That's unfortunate. We don't block any of the hearts, so it would be theoretically better to be calling there. But he just sat down. He's blasting full pot. I think it's fine to kind of let that go. Heck is this? Playing like every hand, aggro stream post flop. I guess we just fold to the limp raise. Is that still just like kings and aces? I don't know. One of the biggest things though against like all of these villains is that they do not bluff anywhere near what you're supposed to be bluffing. So you have to be extremely cautious like when you're watching other guys. Like you're watching guys playing NL200, NL5, not necessarily NL200, but NL500 and up, or you're watching like the high stakes and you see them ISO raising here and then calling their nines and like playing or like in live games and stuff. That's fine for them because villains are full of shit. You know what I mean? Tons of the time. However, in these stakes, against a majority of villains, that's not the case. They are not bluff raising. Okay. They're not bluff raising properly. They're not check raising properly. They're not 3-betting properly. So you need to be like mass overfolding in comparison to what like GTO says, or in comparison to what like you see other players doing. Obviously against regs that are decent, it's going to be a little bit of a different story because they will do some bluffing and check raising and stuff. But again, it's still nowhere near what like it's like quote supposed to be. So you're not going to be able to profitably be calling a ton. So you just gotta be cautious of that for sure. Okay, we're gonna raise the deuces here, just like we took a shot at it. Probably could have just given up once he called this flop. Realistically, he just has an ace probably too often, or a combo draw that's not folding. Okay. That's a big 3-bet. We do not do a lot of set mining at that sizing. However, when we call, it's likely that this Murloc guy will also call, uh, which will give us, proper odds to call, and the dead money being in there uh, puts us in a good spot. Okay, I'm gonna be blasting here once he checks. Okay, we win with the Queen Jack. Um, we did get owned here a little bit ish. It's not a great play by him with I mean, it's aces, kings, I guess, maybe, but maybe a flush draw or something. Not sure. Okay, and against the button, double check the Queen Jack suited here. Definitely does a lot of raising and calling, just mixes it, I think, like 50-50 pretty well. Ace on the turn, we'll check back. We'll just call rivers now. Okay, he goes small on this board. We're of course calling the Queen Jack. Check to him. I'm gonna call another bet. Okay, checks back turn. And then blasts us when we value bet river. It's an interesting spot. Probably just has a lot of aces because I have a lot of aces here as played. And I'm never going to fold like an ace 4 or an ace 5 here. So I think we just fold. I don't think he's bluffing often enough here. This guy does like to bluff, but is willing to bluff raise a little bit. We have like a really high VPIP right now, pretty much across all tables. But I think that's mostly from playing a bunch of heads up prior to the table starting. Tables are not as good as they were. A bunch of like nitty regs. Lionheart's actually decent. He's still marked as like a fish from way back, but that needs to be updated for sure. I just don't see him at the tables often enough to know 100%, so I don't know how he plays enough. It's more just like the blues kind of just like a recreational. It's not really anything. It just means they're not a reg and they're not a whale. Is essentially kind of where it's at. This guy could actually be into the whale category, I think. I'm actually going to move him into that. We'll leave Lionheart as kind of a wreck because he's just not on very much. I don't know if he plays other sites or kind of what the scoop is. But... And we'll just look to show down the ace here. We are going to call here on the river. Got some value out of it. But yeah, always calling the ace there. Pretty much never folding that. King 6 suited, we're going to bump up for sure from the cutoff. And we'll raise the ace jack offsuit. And we will raise the 10-9 of diamonds as well. We'll be folding the 10-9 suited. You do need to be cautious if you feel like some villains are potentially 3-betting you pretty light. Most of the time, they're just kind of catching cards, generally. They're not like picking up on the fact that you're like potentially overfolding to 3-bets and stuff. And away you go. And you don't want to overfold to everybody, right? If people are 3-betting properly, then you need to be calling a proper range. This guy's stats have gotten significantly less nitty lately. So he might be coming out of the super nit category soon enough as well. He's going to go to 10x here, given his stack size. We just want to put him in a spot where he should just be shoving pre-flop. And if he doesn't, anything he does is a mistake, right? And against 2.5, we're going to go 13.5 from the big blind. If he 4-bets, we shove. We mix up that sizing a little bit as well. Against like weaker villains, you don't need to go as big. Because they're just going to be folding a ton anyways. You go bigger with your value, essentially. Because they're going to call, if they're calling, they're going to call 10, they're going to call 13, right? So you can just go smaller with your bluffs and bigger with your value against fish. Against regs, again, you have to stay balanced and keep that sizing the same. But when you're looking at mostly just fish, you need to be on point for that. Okay, and the ace-8 offsuits, we can probably profitably ISO that. Be cautious though, this guy might start blasting us. Our ISOs. Fold to 10 deuce. And we'll fold the 6 deuce off. Fold the 8-3. Alright, the 9s we're going to raise. Okay, he checks again. Again, we're just kind of looking to show down the ace here now. Once he's checked twice to us. The jack and the 9 both probably bet turn once I check back. So we're going to be pretty happy just showing down the ace-8 here. We end up chopping, actually. Paired river. And we're going to 3-bet the 8-9 suited. So we started really hot in the top left here against that one fish, and we've kind of just been like more or less breaking even over the last few hands. I'm going to defend the 8-9 suited here. Terrible flop. He pretty quickly checks back. I think I've played with this guy enough. Man, these small bets are driving me nuts. I'm just going to blast it. If he calls, he has a queen, we just give up. If he shoves, we're giving up. It is what it is. Just getting annoyed because he's constantly firing these tiny little 4 big blind bets, 5 big blind bets. So He does call. Okay, so he's got it. He's got the queen, check back flop. Quite confident he watches the stream. With queens, we're going to 3-bet. Okay, we do make 2 pair on the river. We're going to be value betting that. And we're squeezing the queens here. We are going to be ending the stream here shortly. Fold the 8-3 suited. I didn't realize there's 2 2s out there. That was just a mistake from my part. It is something also you need to be cautious about, like with the nitty villains, is not trying to bluff them too much off their hand, because they will be like, their checking range will actually be pretty strong because their betting range is so nitty. Their check range is actually going to have quite a few strong hands in it that you wouldn't expect most checking ranges to have in a lot of spots. Okay, check the 8-6 suited. Clean set mine, obviously, against that small sizing. Yeah, we're just going to fold here. Okay, fold the 10-8. Yeah, so this table's not been great for us. I think we've lost quite a bit here. I think we are probably still up just from this table alone, but it's going to be probably pretty close. So we've lost quite a bit on this table. Fold 3 deuce, and then we're pretty much just like breaking even on the rest of them, I think. And we'll fold the 10-8. But yes, so we're likely going to be ending the stream here soon enough. Queen jack suited, we're going to fire from the small blind. Whoa. Cold calls. Under the gun open, small blind 3-bets, it's good as cold calls. So it's highly likely we are c-betting here, of course. King high. Yeah, okay. So he's got like ace, king, tens, or jacks probably 100% of the time. So we're not looking to do much there, other than check and get out of this hand. Yeah. So not running the best after this morning. Ocho Cinco calls. It's gonna have a lot of, well, let's just run this here. Limp calls. It's gonna have a lot of heart draws, like ace X of hearts. He'll have a bunch probably of like king queen, king jack, king 10, jack 10, queen 9 type hands. Queen, king, jack, queen. Yeah, we probably need to go for value here and just fold to a shove. We are going to be ending. Yeah, exactly. Okay. We're just done. It's not going our way today. Just doing too much folding here. Probably check that back, but so we're going to end the stream here once we get to our big blind. And that'll be the end of that. Stream started off really hot. And then I think we've pretty well just, I'm going to see if I can pull up the chart here. I think we've pretty well lost basically every hand for a little while now. So we'll see if it was profitable or not today. No. So we were up, started great, actually. And then we've just kind of lost every hand since, more or less. Still up 20, which is fine, like breaking even on the stream. Started off really hot, ended up, you know, up in couple buy-ins, and then we've kind of just gradually lost every hand that we've played, which is fine. We had a pretty hot weekend. If we go back like Saturday to whatever, Tuesday or something, the long weekend that we just had here. This takes up a lot of CPU. So yeah, we're like, you know what I mean, up 700 over 4,800 hands, strictly NL50 and a little bit of NL25. So that was a pretty good run. It's expected to come back down a little bit. Um, so overall, been a good few days of grinding. Technically up 20 today, but that's pretty much just covering the rake. So if you guys are watching the stream, um, make sure you subscribe, follow over on Twitch, YouTube, check out the Instagram, all that good stuff. Hit that like button, and yeah, we'll try to keep going, get some longer streams in. We do have a stream coming up where we're doing sort of a um, $25 to $1,000 challenge. I've been talking about this for a while. Doug Polk actually just did it, but I've been talking about it way before he even came up with the idea. But anyways, basically what we're going to do is take the auto buy-in off, and put 25 bucks on 4 tables, and basically by winning we need to take one of those tables to a NL $1,000 table stack, sit down at it, and if it doubles then we win, or I'm not quite sure how it's going to finish. We'll figure that out, or maybe we just try to run it all the way up, go to NL 1K, 2K, 5K or something crazy off of a $25 buy-in. But we're also going to be doing, with that, we'll be doing a giveaway of, I don't know, like 1% or 2% or something like that. So the higher we get, the better. You know, if we could run 4 tables up to that point, who knows? But that's basically the goal for that stream. So we'll be posting that and letting everybody know when it's happening. But I think it's a pretty good idea. Should get some pretty good action. But anyways, hit